Good evening, you are tuned into AWANI Tonight with me, Cynthia Ng. The body discovered at an oil palm plantation in Hulu Langor has been confirmed to be that of Nur Farah Kartini Abdullah. Selangor police say DNA samples taken from the body match those of the car rental firm worker.
The victim was reported missing on July 15th, prompting search and rescue efforts. Her body was later found in the oil palm plantation area in Kampung Sri Kledang. Authorities have since arrested a suspect in the case, which is being investigated as murder. They disclosed that the suspect knew Nur Farah and was a member of a law enforcement agency.
Machang MP Wan Ahmad Faisal Wan Ahmad Kamal has been suspended from Parliament for 6 months. The Batu Youth Chief was suspended for referencing an anonymous letter when debating the Human Rights Commission Suhakam 2021 report earlier this month.
Daripada jumlah ahli yang berhormat yang tidak hadir 46, yang tidak mengundi 3, yang tidak bersetuju 63 tetapi bersetuju 110. Oleh demikian, keputusannya ialah Yang Berhormat Machang digantung mulai hari ini selama 6 bulan. Silakan.
The letter allegedly revealed the person behind the privatisation of Malaysia Airports Holdings Berhad as a worker with the Employees Provident Fund. The motion against the Perikatan Nasional lawmaker was tabled by Law and Institutional Reform Minister Datuk Sri Azalina Othman Syed. Azalina said Wan Ahmad Faisal's actions had tarnished the reputation of the alleged individual and officers from government agencies. She added that he should have raised the matter through official channels.
Social media platform Tik Tok has increased the number of moderators to scrutinize content and live sessions in all languages. Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil says this comes after the recent death of a content creator after she was allegedly cyberbullied.
Mereka telah dengan segera menambah jumlah dengan izin moderator yang akan meneliti termasuk konten dan juga sesi TikTok live dalam bahasa vernacular termasuk dalam bahasa Tamil.
Fahmi said TikTok viewed the incident seriously and has expressed regret over the incident. Separately, Fahmi said the government will examine the need for a future-proof new law to deal with cyberbullying incidents. He said this law, among other things, needs to focus on changes in communication mediums in the future and to suit current needs. This was one of the matters discussed in the cyberbullying issue meeting, co-chaired by Fahmi, Law Minister Datuk Sri Azalina Othman Syed, Home Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail, and Digital Minister Gobind Singh on Wednesday.
Malaysia could stand to gain if Donald Trump wins a second presidential term. Investment, Trade and Industry Minister Datuk Sri Tengku Zafrul Abdul Aziz says this as the former US president could renew the trade war he previously launched against China.
He said Malaysia and other countries in the region would benefit if firms operating in China relocate to escape increased US tariffs that Trump has pledged to impose if he were to regain power.
For Malaysia, I must admit, and even for the region, what has happened is that it has benefited this region, especially Malaysia and Vietnam and Singapore, because not only are we part of many multilateral agreements, but we are seen as a country that is neutral. So the products that are coming from our side now have seen an increase in market because obviously it's more competitive in pricing as they don't get to the tariff. Right? So the question will be, will they look at whether those companies are Chinese companies in Malaysia? Right? Because any companies from China, regardless, it could be American companies in China, it could be European companies, they still get tariff. So they are now, for now, the question is whether those companies will move from China to this region and then will not get the tariff. For now, yes, the answer is yes, but we are monitoring it.
Tengku Zafrul said that even under President Joe Biden, tariffs on Chinese semiconductors have already been ramping. Trump and Biden are the main contenders for the US presidential election in November this year.
The Malaysian football team have climbed up one spot to number 134 in the latest FIFA World Ranking. According to FIFA.com, Harimau Malaya squad had accumulated 1,107.58 points to move up from the 135th position they had occupied since June 20th. The national team's last international outing was in the second round of the 2026 World Cup 2027 Asian Cup qualifiers last month, where they drew 1-1 with Kyrgyzstan and beat Taiwan 3-1 in their Group D matches. The Harimau Malaya squad will be in action again when they compete in the 2024 Merdeka football tournament at the National Stadium in Bukit Jalil on September 2nd to 10th. 3 teams, defending champions Tajikistan, Lebanon and the Philippines, have confirmed their participation. Malaysian football was rocked recently by the sudden resignation of head coach Kim Panggon, who stepped down citing personal commitments. We will be back with more after the break.
Daulat Tuanku.
Penyasaran subsidi diesel di Semenanjung tidak akan memberi kesan kepada harga barangan keperluan di Sabah, Sarawak dan Labuan.
660 individu berusia bawah 21 tahun di Sarawak telah diberikan kewarganegaraan.
Sarawak kini menjalinkan kerjasama dengan Bank Dunia dalam menjayakan perdagangan karbonnya.
Welcome back. Indonesian President Joko Widodo, or Jokowi, has appointed the nephew of President-elect Prabowo Subianto as Deputy Finance Minister. Prabowo's political party, Gerindra, said that the appointment of Thomas D. Juandono was intended to smooth the transition of government from the administration of Jokowi to Prabowo. Juandono will work with Jokowi's Finance Minister, Sri Mulyani Indrawati, and will remain Deputy Finance Minister when Prabowo's term officially starts in October. US-educated Juandono is Prabowo's main spokesperson on fiscal issues, often reiterating the incoming president's commitment to fiscal rules and keeping the 2025 budget deficit under the legal limit of 3% of GDP. Juandono has said that he will not be Prabowo's finance chief and that he was tasked with synchronizing the next administration's plans with the 2025 budget being designed at the Finance Ministry. Financial markets have been paying close attention to Prabowo's pick for Finance Minister and his fiscal policy proposals after ratings agencies warned risks could rise due to his costly campaign promises, which include a flagship program to provide free school meals. Violent clashes in Bangladesh show no signs of slowing, prompting authorities to cut some mobile internet services in parts of the country. Student protests against government job quotas have resulted in 6 deaths and hundreds of injuries. Junior Information Technology Minister Zunaid Ahmad Palak stated that mobile internet has been temporarily suspended due to various rumors and the unstable situation on social media. Services will be restored once the situation returns to normal, he said. Angered by high youth unemployment, the students are demanding the abolition of the quota system, which reserves 30% of government jobs for families of those who fought in the 1971 War of Independence. In response to the unrest, authorities shut down all public and private universities indefinitely from Wednesday and deployed riot police to university campuses to maintain order. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina promised to establish a judicial panel to investigate the deaths after police fired bullets and tear gas to disperse protesters. Taiwan is committed to boosting its defenses and working with the United States, according to its foreign ministry. This statement was made only days after Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump was quoted as saying that Taiwan should pay to be defended.
The United States is Chinese claimed Taiwan's most important international backer and arms supplier. Despite the lack of formal diplomatic ties, Washington is bound by law to provide the means for the island's defense. Taiwan's government has made defense modernization a priority, including developing its own submarines, and has said many times the island's security rests in its own hands. The budgeted defense spending for this year amounts to 2.5% of its gross domestic product, a historic high. Beijing has never renounced the use of force to bring Taiwan under its control. Taiwan President Lai Ching-te, who says only the Taiwanese people can decide their future, has repeatedly offered talks but had been rebuffed.
The death toll from a fire at a shopping mall in southwest China rose to 16 people. The blaze reportedly started on Wednesday evening at the foot of a 14-story building located in Zigong City's high-tech zone in Sichuan province.
According to the official news agency Xinhua, more than 65 people were rescued by firefighters. Preliminary investigation showed the fire was caused by construction work. The building houses a department store, offices, restaurants, and a movie theatre. Fire hazards are still a significant issue in China, with 947 fire fatalities reported in the first several months of this year, ending on May 20th. This represents a 19% increase from the same period last year, according to the National Fire and Rescue Administration.
U.S. President Joe Biden, who is now under pressure from fellow Democrats to drop his re-election campaign, has tested positive for COVID-19 while on a trip to Las Vegas. According to the White House, he is now self-isolating after experiencing mild symptoms.
The White House announced the positive test for the 81-year-old Democrat after Biden cancelled a speech to Latino civil rights group Unidos US due to the diagnosis. Biden was running to give his speech when Unidos US CEO and President Janet Murguia announced he had tested positive for COVID. The illness comes at a crucial time for Biden, who has been losing ground in battleground states against Republican Donald Trump, who is headlining a triumphant convention this week after he survived an assassination attempt on Saturday. The White House said Biden planned to spend a long weekend at his Delaware beach house. It was unclear how long the sickness would keep him from the campaign trail.
A towering Stegosaurus dinosaur fossil standing at 11 feet tall was sold at Sotheby's, New York for a record-breaking $44.6 million US. This makes it the most valuable fossil ever sold at an auction.
The auction represents a significant milestone as it marks the first time an auction house has been involved in bringing a dinosaur specimen to market right from its discovery. Sotheby's closely collaborated with the owner, renowned commercial paleontologist Jason Cooper, to document the entire process from its discovery and excavation to its restoration, preparation, and mounting. Stegosaurus lived around 150 million years ago during the Jurassic period and are known for their distinctive dermal armor that extends from their neck to tail. The well-preserved apex, about 70% complete, exhibits no signs of combat or predation-related injuries, suggesting a peaceful life. However, evidence of arthritis indicates it lived to an advanced age, marking it as a singular specimen of its kind. The name Apex was given to underscore its prominence within the Stegosaurus family. Apex is the largest, most complete Stegosaurus ever found.
That wraps up AWANI Tonight. I'm Cynthia Ng. Thank you for watching. Good night.